A friend of mine once told me that geeky guys were more interesting. Deciding that an earnest geek with a heart of gold could only be an improvement over the men I'd been dating lately, I started seeing the engineer. He was good-looking in a Clark Kent way. Brainiac, multiple degrees, military-industrial complex job. But he also indulged in Red Bull and Jägermeister, was an athlete, and had a playful side. Maybe I could have my Clark Kent and a daring Superman, too. After a few fun-filled dates, including a rendezvous in Las Vegas, I invited the engineer to an upcoming Moby concert. He phoned me back, sending my stomach into a neat triple flip with the words, "There's something we need to talk about." "So," he said, "I'm sure you must realize I date other women." "Oh yeah, sure," I replied, fake breezily. "But there's one woman I'm more serious about." "Oh?" "We've been going out for over a year." "You have a girlfriend?" "She's just someone I see more regularly than the others. What may seem even weirder, she wants us all to have dinner before the Moby concert this weekend." Turns out the engineer and his girlfriend have an open relationship. Funny how he hadn't advertised this fabulous 2-for-1 deal when we started dating. Geeks were more interesting, all right. I told him I had no interest in meeting his ball and chain and hung up. But later, the Steven Soderbergh in me became intrigued. As a screenwriter, I figured I could get some material out of this. I emailed the engineer that I'd meet his girlfriend after all. To prepare for my role, I studied up on open relationships and their combative cousins, swinging and polyamory. The great thing about research was that I could explore brave new worlds without actually getting my hands dirty. Or so I thought. Our meeting got put on hold as a tiff unfolded between the engineer and his girlfriend. I don't want to sound vain, but I think it was about me. I quizzed him about their relationship by phone. "What are the rules?" He wasn't sure, they had changed so many times. But one rule was he had to tell her in advance when he was going out with someone new, and then they discussed it. Ick. Wanted to be talked about, but not like that. He explained he didn't become emotionally involved with the women he plays with. They were just friends. Double ick. I hadn't been anyone's playmate since the 4th grade. And then, as if he knew I needed a new plot twist for my screenplay, he mentioned that he'd met his girlfriend's husband before, and the husband's girlfriend. My mind raced. Their crazy setup went way beyond the scope of my research. A few days later, the engineer called to say our meeting was back on, and did I want to speak with his girlfriend? My heart thumped. At first I said no, but then I heard the ka-ching of my $1 million screenplay. "Sure," I squeaked. A woman with an intelligent voice came on the line. I learned that she and the engineer had met in a swingers club. New plot point. She wanted to get to know me so she could feel comfortable with the engineer's relationship with me. "Don't you get jealous?" I asked. "Yes," she admitted. "But between coping with jealousy or the need for variety, I've chosen jealousy." "Don't you want more?" "Yes, I do," she said. The sadness in her voice confused me. "That's why I wanted to meet with you," she went on. "You understand as a woman what it's all about." I wanted to scream, "I don't understand any of it!" but I held my tongue. We discovered that the engineer had duped her too, lying that he had told me about their relationship back in Vegas. I pointed out that he had mentioned her a few times, but used the term friend, not girlfriend. There was dead silence. She put the engineer back on. I sensed our meeting was destined for the cutting room floor of my imagination, so I finally asked him what I most wanted to know. "Were your affections toward me just an act, or did you really feel anything?" "It wasn't an act," he replied, "but I really have to go now." Click. So much for the engineer's efforts to keep his complex love life clean and orderly. His words about not getting emotionally involved with the women he plays with echoed in my head. Does love ever really work like that? Not the kind I wanted.